Our dear Abby Normals,
Welcome to Deeply Disturbing Things.
the podcast.
I'm Macy.
And I'm Naomi.
And I'm Sarah.
And we're three anxious counselors who like to talk about deeply disturbing things.
Dive in.
I get to go first today.
Go.
All right. So
We're going to get rowdy on my topic. So
that's great because
Yeah.
I had a very stressful day involving the vet this morning at 7:30 this morning. So I have a good topic, but it took me a while to get here, just in full disclosure. So let's talk about a mysterious triangle.
the Bermuda Triangle, would it be that one? Or
No,
another
you would
one?
think so, but no.
Which triangles are there?
There is another. So this is how this started. I was looking into Bermuda Triangle, which is it's actually my second time trying to dive into it, but there's honestly it's been so debunked, demystified, whatever. And because
I like that word.
Mythified?
Demystified.
it's close to
It's
the
good.
right one.
No,
And
it's a good new word.
thanks.
Mm.
And from what the research shows is that there really isn't that many more deaths or plane crashes or whatever there than in any other part of the ocean comparatively. So I kept just kind of hitting this wall of yeah, but is it, what? Twice I've hit, and then I found this.
A new triangle.
I found a new triangle.
Oh,
I found a new triangle that actually is scarier than the Bermuda Triangle.
tell us about this new triangle. Triangle's the strongest shape in the world.
Right.
So
So
one of my favorite yoga poses.
this triangle is the Alaska Triangle. Have you heard?
No. Tell us about the Alaska Triangle.
Me neither. So there's a whole mystery about this Alaska Triangle that involves things like alien abductions,
My
Bigfoot
favorite.
sightings, paranormal phenomena, and vanishing airplanes.
Mm.
So this is all the rage compared to the Bermuda Triangle is outdated
Mhm.
and probably wrong. All right. So Alaska, big. Yeah. Has anyone been to Alaska?
No.
I have not.
I have on a
wanna
cruise.
go. I wanted to do an Alaskan cruise. How was it?
It was great, honestly.
Mhm.
I don't know. It was cool. It was cold.
cold.
I had a little balcony. I got to sit out and watch
Like a
glaciers.
beautiful view.
Yeah, I didn't go into this triangle
You
zone
don't
though.
want to do that. No interest.
And on a boat,
I mean,
on a plane.
I don't really dig cruises, the idea of cruises.
With the
I would
concept, the
do a
philosophy.
lap around the bay.
You don't like the
On a party
philosophy of the
cruise.
But it goes all down and you stop in Juneau.
No,
and
I
all those different
get
port
it.
cities.
I just don't have an interest at this time.
Being
Okay.
trapped out in the
Yeah,
when it's just you look out and it's just
I'm
water.
gonna do a future topic on cruises, and you'll see what I mean.
Oh yeah, I'm
I
sure.
understand that.
No, that makes the logical sense.
Mhm.
It was all 80-year-olds, and I watched some where they do where they quiz each other. It was like a game show version of
Trivia.
couples, do you know your partner question. What is that
Oh,
game
the
called?
newlywed show.
Yeah, it was like that, but with old couples on the boat. That, and there's jewelry stores everywhere. Anyway, I don't want to get into your future topic. So
I wouldn't be talking about that shit anyway. I'd be talking about
it's
the-
a scam. Every port town has the same
the
exact
puking and
stores.
the backed up toilets. That's what I'd be talking about.
I mean,
Random
I didn't
people
experience
overboard.
that.
No, but it happens.
I mean, are you pushing
Future
people
topic.
overboard? Okay, I'm just curious. Okay, all right. So this Alaska is considered one of the last frontiers. It's America's 49th state. It's twice the size of Texas. It has 17 of the US's 20th highest peaks, over half of the nation's federally designated wilderness, and estimated 100,000 glaciers.
And area code 907, yo.
Really?
Yeah, remember M on our team? Those are Derby name, 907,
Oh,
because she's from Alaska.
I don't think I paid that much attention.
I pay attention to
You didn't know
everything.
what that number was for.
Everything.
No. Okay, so it also has wilderness, obviously.
Steel trap.
So 16, okay, so more than 16,000 people have vanished without a trace. Unfindable. Also a great word.
Unfindable.
So in Alaska, people go missing at a rate that is twice the national average. That's double.
In other words,
Am I drunk already? Okay.
2 times more.
The Alaskan Triangle is an area between, I can't say this word, Attiquaguiv, I'm so sorry, Anchorage and Juneau. I've been to Juneau, and is comprised of boreal forests, barren tundra, icy peaks. In the past 4 decades, people have gone missing from this region at a rate of about 4 from every 1,000. 2 times that national average. Okay, we just did that. Hundreds of coordinated searches. They've done rescue missions, and these people aren't found.
They need more Inukshooks.
Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about that.
Oh, okay.
Smidgen. So this triangle also became known for plane disappearances, which is also what the Bermuda Triangle is famous for. And there was some ship stuff there too, but this is land, so a little different.
The whole triangle is just land.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a land triangle.
It's a land triangle.
Interesting. That is
Right.
different.
It is different because of land. So in 1972, Congressman Hale Boggs, his private aircraft disappeared without a trace in this triangle. So that's him. That's his plane. So it just disappeared. Never, still to this day, found. In 1950, one of the nation's largest disappearances of military aircraft and personnel occurred in the same region.
You have to scoot over a little because you're not on that other camera. Just a smidge.
You're using my smidgen,
Cuddle
but
in.
like the abbreviated version. Ready? Ready, but she was
Okay.
ready for it. She knew.
That was better.
Okay.
That looks like a dirty move.
It
Was
was.
it?
Yeah. The sitting. I haven't done that before.
Chair derby.
Did we create?
That's what we'll do when we're old. Chair derby.
shoulders.
It'll just
keep
be
your elbows
shoulder
in.
checks like this.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you can maybe if you can scoop it, like you can't lift your butt cheek off the chair. That's a penalty. Major, go to the box, which is the crib in the corner. Right. Okay.
I like it.
Now I feel like you're gonna look. Don't look. You're too.
I'm not gonna. I don't have my glasses on. I can't even. I
Oh,
can't
you're
see
blind.
anything.
Okay, look at Sarah in the picture. Okay,
I'm looking
okay.
at Sarah. I'm looking at me. I'm looking at you. We all look great because we're all a blur.
It's my favorite.
We all look like a glamour shot from the 80s.
Whoa, weird
We were just
coincidence.
talking about
We
that.
talked about some.
She
Yeah,
has
I have a
one.
photo in my car that looks like a glam shot from the 80s, and we
We
were
were
talking
just
about it
talking
before
about
we
that.
came in.
Oh, see,
Everything's connected. Okay, sorry. A C-54 Skymaster carrying an 8-man crew and 36 passengers left Anchorage at 1 p.m. on January 26th. The airliner made a routine radio check, and 2 hours later, as it flew over a small town in Yukon. That was the last communication it ever had. A search effort was mounted, incorporating the U.S. and Canadian planes with thousands of volunteers. Nothing was ever found. The entire plane. None of the people.
And you can't say,
nothing.
well, animals ate it.
Right. Well, because that's what I was thinking about.
Because
people.
planes are metal and we know better.
Because planes are metal.
Metal.
But I've heard that, with like why they can't find bodies that disappear. It's like, oh, well, animals ate it.
Well,
They
30.
can't say that in this case.
Right. What was that? Like 8 crew, 36 passengers, and a
sank.
giant military plane?
Because land. It's a land triangle.
Well, but there are glaciers, and we'll get to that.
Avalanches.
Oh.
I mean, that didn't come up in my thing, but glaciers did.
Sinkholes,
But that-
perhaps?
Yeah, maybe.
Avalanches could be a thing too. I mean, it's snow.
Yeah.
You just said it, and I was like, I didn't read that, and that's actually a valid point.
Yeah.
Good job, Sarah.
Okay. So nothing was ever found, not even an avalanche to say there might have been a snow coverage. Okay, so then later there's a disappearance of U.S. House Majority Leader Hale Boggs' private aircraft. I already talked about that. No, just kidding.
A lot of articles, they repeat information over
It's
and
so
over.
stupid.
They do an intro where they tell you all the main points and then they repeat them all in the article again.
That wasn't even the main thing.
I know. I think it's just a formula. I run across it
They
all the
don't
time.
actually expect people to read the whole thing. They expect
Or they're just filling like a word quota that they have to meet.
Ooh, tricky. You should lose your job. I'm not going to say where I'm reading from now. Okay. So the sheer volume of vanishings, there's been theories. So an 1886 report was made to the Federal Aviation Administration. So this is interesting, and your son might be interested in this, from the FAA, from a Japanese cargo flight. So this one is based on extraterrestrial theory. Allegedly, Japan Airline Flight 1628 encountered 3 unidentified aerial phenomena above that triangle. The pilot reportedly thought the craft was military and ignored them. Moments later, they realized that they were keeping pace with them and moving erratically around the jet. Over the next 50 minutes, so 50 minutes long, the strange aircraft shadowed the Flight 1628's every move while emitting bursts of blinding light. So this statement was made by every member of the crew and was verified by civilian and military radar. And the FFA report went on to get national attention at the time.
I'm gonna have to ask Skylar if he's heard of this Alaska Triangle, this land triangle.
Right. So another theory postulates that the triangle is home to swirling energy vortexes.
God, my favorite.
These energy centers. Isn't this like so much cooler than the Bermuda?
None of this been to one of those mystery spots down in California?
No.
Or there's one in Oregon too?
Sedona. Like Sedona.
Not Sedona, but they're like little tourist spots. There's one in Santa Cruz, there's one somewhere in Oregon. They're all over the place, but it's like, oh, balls run uphill and compasses don't work.
Oh yeah.
They're called mystery spots.
Knott's Berry Farm has like a little, I think they just set it up, the building, and
I find that one to be the least valid then.
It's all rolled up the
Does it?
table.
Is that
and-
trickery though? Are they lying?
No, it's the way somehow like the rocks are, and then the way that they position the building to make it look like it's level, but then it's opposite. or
Okay,
something.
I mean,
I've seen it with my own eyes. Knott's Berry Farm. Hey.
All right. Anyways, these energy centers are believed to impact human emotions and behaviors based on their rotation. So a clockwise spinning vortex creates positive effects, while a counterclockwise spin promotes negativity and bewilderment. Electronic readings have indeed been found higher in these areas with magnetic irregularities in Alaska, and search teams have reported compass malfunctions up to 30 degrees off. Volunteers also say that they have experienced mysterious symptoms like feeling disoriented, having audio hallucinations as well.
we have to have Skylar take us to the local place where
Yes.
compasses spin.
Well, the snow's
It's really
going away.
interesting.
We haven't done outings because it's been cold.
We need to do some outings.
It's getting outing
Fun
time.
outing.
Yeah, we did the one snow one last year. We could do a snow. It's not that much snow.
We're supposed to go snowshoeing.
We
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
do that.
Set that
It's
up.
it's all in the plans. What am I the activity guide?
Well, we asked you and you said yes.
Am I the Julie of this Love Boat cruise?
Yes. I don't
Not
do
a cruise.
anything without you leading it.
Not do a
Captain, my
cruise.
captain.
Cruise.
Okay. So the natives in the region named the again, I so apologize. The Tinglet and the Tishimishian. Wrong.
Is it
Peoples.
almost better to not try?
I mean, we've had this come up in many different times. The peoples of the land who
We're here before.
I don't even
us.
like saying the native peoples either. How can we say that without me butchering names politely,
I think
respectfully?
I think just do your best, but if you really think you're gonna fuck it up, then just don't say it and say the region, like the
Mhm.
area.
Does indigenous.
The native peoples of this area.
The native
Or the
people-
First Nations area.
Yes. Okay. So
Something like that.
okay.
Indigenous peoples of this area.
Right.
I don't know. You tell us.
I mean, that makes sense
Listeners.
to me. I don't like butchering names
I
of
don't
really
even people
anybody.
butcher my name all the time. They call me Naomi all the time.
I hate that I have
50% of the
I
time.
had one client that had that extra I in the middle.
Do you say it too?
No.
What do you-
Oh, okay.
Wait.
I just said I hear people say nice.
Yeah, they do. They say it all the time.
Naomi.
All the time.
Is that just they don't know how to say Naomi right?
Some people pronounce their name that way.
Naomi?
I think
The
so.
second letter is A.
No.
If you spell it with a Y.
N-A.
I've never met in my life someone named Naomi with a Y.
They're out there.
What? I'm terrified. Okay.
I just ignore it.
Anyway, so there are some other explanations by the natives in this region. The Kushtaka is a shape-shifting cryptid that they say stalks the Alaska wilderness looking for human prey.
Kushtaka?
Kushtaka. I feel pretty confident about that. Probably still off, but close enough. While often compared to the mythology of Bigfoot, the Kushtaka seems to operate in a much more sinister manner. According to this lore, the otter-like creatures. I had a whole episode talking about how creepy otters are.
Murderous
Sexual
predators,
deviants.
otters.
Listen to that episode. They're so sexually deviant to the point of murdering.
You should listen to that
It's
episode.
really-
It'll change your mind.
I'm like,
water puppies.
No,
but
they're
that's
not.
awful that they do
Nope.
those things.
nope. You will be tainted forever from that. Okay.
I'm
So-
already
tainted.
tainted, yeah. But also,
In
I
general.
have been disturbed by otters because when my kids were little, we were watching otters at the aquarium and one was masturbating.
No, that's what
Front
they
of
do. That's
everybody.
part of their sexual deviancy.
I mean, it's not deviant to masturbate.
No.
But
But
it's just that, we're watching the kids, oh, look cute. And then I slowly realized what was happening. I'm like,
when I watch the like horrifying videos, like, yeah, nope.
nothing wrong with masturbation.
No, but there's a lot of inconsiderate
In moderation.
stuff and
Right
murder,
time, right place.
and murder
Right time, right place.
with no murder.
With no murder.
Yeah. I think I can say that
That's
solidly.
fair. We keep the bar low. All right, so they lead the victims deep into the wild, ultimately tearing them apart and turning them into another Kushtaka. So the legend is really popular in the southeastern Alaska region. So that's kind of their version of
Kind of different than Bigfoot or Sasquatch because they're
it's more violent.
portrayed as more peaceful,
Right.
with nature integrated.
So it says that they appear as someone's trusted friend or relative. So like when you're lost in the woods, when you're lost in the woods, you see them as some trusted friend or relative for someone who's lost or injured, and then they lure you away.
That's the thing with those shapeshifters. They're
So tricky.
So tricky.
Tricksters. You just never know. You have to treat everyone as if they're a shapeshifter.
I do.
Don't wander into
I
the
trust
woods.
nobody. I don't trust you two right now.
We could be ashamed.
Yeah, how do we test each other? Do we have a code word? Do we have to like access a memory from the past that only one of us would know?
But a shapeshifter could have shifted shapes back
No,
then and know
quiz
the
us.
code word.
No, quiz us.
But it wouldn't make it.
Quiz
You know what I
us.
mean?
Quiz us. I need to know my own.
You need to know.
I need to know for myself.
You don't trust yourself.
No.
I don't have a quiz item. We haven't set it up. This will be something for our patrons. Pay $1.
Pay $1.
Hear more about this
see if-
other fucking nonsense
if I'm-
if you care to.
See if this is real life. Now I get to go home thinking about that. Okay, so the train itself is also sketchy, in all fairness. Like you were talking about avalanches, it's also massive glaciers. That has a very brittle upper crust, so it can fracture at any time, opening deep crevasses. Or mullins is another word. I didn't know what a mullen was until I read this.
A mullen is another word for a crevasse.
Well, it's like a big here it goes like that. It's like a circular shaft.
Like a sinkhole.
Oh my god, you know what that looks like?
That's-
Mel's hole.
Oh, it does look like Mel's hole. It probably could be labeled a mullen.
A Mel's mullen.
It's a French word for mill.
Kind of like mullet. Mel's
Mullet.
mullet.
And it can be filled with water. I
Oh.
just found that out.
Kind of looks like a toilet also.
They also say the role of water is lubricating the base of the sheets in the
Why are
shaft.
they using words like
Shaft and
shaft and lubrication?
lubrication. That was Wikipedia.
Wikipedia is nasty.
Dirty, nasty,
Pretty nasty junk.
dirty, nasty joke.
Dirty nasty. Wikipedia.
All right. I don't know. The last thing here, what they are
I think
starting,
it is a namaste all of a sudden.
what they are starting,
Spontaneous namaste.
what they are starting to find
so sorry.
as glaciers melt away due to global warming is maybe we may find more of these crashes and missing peoples as things melt away, or they're actually vanishing gone and we don't find anything, and then we're all like, okay,
And then
maybe
we're like, don't go to that triangle area.
Right.
Remember, I did the Google shortest bit.
I was gonna say I saw that.
Remember, I did the Google Earth episode, and
Yeah.
they showed that
You should look up Google Earth right now and see if it shows up.
possible
I don't know how we
ship
search for that actually.
that seemed to be revealed in the melting ice. I mean, maybe people should look on Google Earth in this triangle and see what they find. I mean, I'm sure
Yeah,
people do.
yeah,
Some people like commit their lives to finding weird shit on Google Earth. so.
yes. So I'm sure there's other interesting triangles out there too, but this
I feel
was
like
the
you
most.
both are really close to my laptop.
told you,
and
I-
both
I
have really
felt-
good vision, and I have to just hide back here. Don't worry. I have a really good topic.
That's the end of my topic, which was also decent. I'd give it a 5 out of 10.
Oh my god, we need to bring back the disturbometer.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, we had a thing.
We
that
actually
flipped.
no, it's downstairs in my room.
We could
Okay.
set the rating.
Uh-huh.
And
Don't
we all give it a
Look,
rating.
you.
I'm not looking.
I'll give it a 6.
Gosh. You give it a 6?
I think it has
think it's
potential to go higher if they find stuff.
I think that's the thing is that there's a
Like,
lot of
it could go way
mystery.
high.
There's a lot of mystery, which to me, mystery can sometimes be more scary than knowing,
Mhm.
than not knowing.
I mean, proof of the kukushka, bam, you're at a 10.
But to me, and then it's like, okay, now we're just dealing with this big furry creature out in the woods. Like that's manageable. Let's dart it in the neck.
Did
Um,
you see I built a pen behind my house? You two haven't seen my pen.
No.
are you talking like a writing pen? Because that's
No, I have a fucking stainless steel fortress that I built
What's
back
the-
there
What's the
to,
purpose?
to stop because so many people were shooting up and camping out and prying open
are
my
you
garage
putting homeless
doors.
people in the cage?
No,
We need to
they're
talk
out
about
of the cage. That's the whole thing.
Wait, what? Okay, no, you need to describe more. So
You can just look out the window and look. Just look out the window.
it's dark.
I have a stand. Can you see back there?
Why is your door open?
What door?
Why are there people in your backyard? I'm
No.
I'm just kidding.
I know you're joking, but I want to see that.
Can you see the pen?
Your door is open though. Your gate.
It doesn't matter because we have a pen back there now.
Hey, your
Oh,
gate is open.
I know it doesn't matter because
You built like
a fortress.
first. You built a what's that called? Like a drawbridge.
It's
But like
fucking secure as shit.
You got a
There
moat.
are steel poles this fat with embedded in concrete along the alley. I don't even know if it's legal that I built
So
that.
people used
in
to
the
break
alley?
in back there, but now there's no way they're getting in.
Well, they didn't have to break in. They would just walk right there. There's always people shooting up, camping out, digging through my garbage, prying open my garage door, and now there's none of that. Now we can leave the gate open and
I
just
have
saw
the
security
gate.
and safety.
And that's all part of your property. You didn't
Yeah.
just like build out.
Well, the part I'm not sure about is the part where we sunk the big steel things in the concrete.
allegedly.
There was
That
no
part I'm
permits.
not sure about.
No permits. or anything.
But nobody said anything so far. So
Allegedly, she did that.
we call it the pen.
Nice.
All right, get ready for this. I'm going to talk to you about the husband stitch.
Is that? Nope. Sorry.
What do you think it is? Because
Like
it might be what you think it is.
a vasectomy.
No,
Oh, that was a good guess.
no,
Thanks.
but good guess.
Thanks.
Yeah. So my two main sources were a Healthline article by Carrie Murphy and a Medical News Today article. I am going to cite my sources because as the writer and content creator myself, I think that's important. The husband stitch, sometimes called the daddy stitch, refers to an extra stitch that some women have received after vaginal delivery. And when they were delivering, they had their perineum being cut or torn.
That is what they told me in high school, and they showed me a video of it being cut with scissors in high school, I'm scarred for life.
Good. You
I'm
should
in
be.
my 30s and haven't had a child. Thank you, whoever that teacher
No,
was.
this is going to be good because you'll be able to put this on a birth plan. When repairing episiostomies or natural tears from birth, some providers put in an extra stitch for daddy, quote unquote.
Oh, I get it now. Tighten that
Confused
shit
back
up.
up.
It's fucking horrible. Listen, this
Wait,
is
is
just,
it horrible?
yes, it is.
Why?
Because it's non-consensual.
Oh, it's non-consensual.
It's literally for daddy.
Okay, but the wife or whoever couldn't say like, I want to do this for daddy.
No, nobody would want that. Who would want that?
I don't know.
It's
I
not
heard
I feel
healthy.
like some women might.
No, it's not healthy to repair beyond what's needed. You don't need an extra stitch.
Okay.
You'll just listen. You'll understand.
I feel like some women would complain about having too many kids.
But that's not where the tightness comes from, the opening. The tightness is inside in the vaginal muscles.
Okay, yeah. I
Yeah.
could see some misinformed women like myself who didn't just know that.
That's why,
Got a
oh
stitch.
my God, our podcast is so helpful. So I just want to state, I'm speaking when I talk about women, I'm talking about any person that, can give birth to a child vaginally. And when I'm talking about males in general, I'm talking about somebody that can have penetrative penile sex. So this stitch, this husband stitch, as I say, extends beyond what is necessary to repair a natural tear during childbirth or a cut from an episiotomy. The supposed purpose of this is to tighten the vagina to its pre-delivery state for increased pleasure of intercourse for a partner with a penis. Did you have anything like this that you want to share?
Publicly on the
Well, I had
podcast.
I had one vaginal birth and then one C-section.
C-section.
So the vaginal birth, it's awful because I honestly never even like asked if I was cut or
See,
not.
that's what I mean.
However,
I
I
will
feel
ask
like
that.
I healed up pretty well and maybe even better than before. And I have questioned if something like that happened and if I did get stitched up extra, really.
Oh.
I never, at the time, I
Well, and what if you had a
asked.
male doctor too who just had
He
some
wasn't
like
on the-
stigma views about
Mhm.
like, well, may as well.
Yeah, I mean,
May
that's
as
gonna
well.
come into this.
One stitch, she'll thank me later.
I've always thought this. I've wondered about that,
Weird.
honestly.
So with
Yeah.
mine, I put in my birth plan because I already knew about all this stuff. I put in my birth plan no episiotomy unless absolute life and death emergency, and I wanted to tear naturally.
Mhm.
And so I did with my first kid, and they told me afterwards that I had one stitch. See, the thing is, you don't even know what's happening at the time.
Right.
You learn about all this later, or you don't.
Or I didn't even ask, which is
But
silly.
Mm-hmm.
so I had, one stitch, and I just assumed it was what was necessary to repair that natural
Right.
tear. So it's important to note that the husband stitch is neither an accepted practice or an approved medical procedure. Researchers have gathered most of the evidence about this from testimony of women who have had it or from healthcare workers who have witnessed it. So somebody who had this done, a quote is, "Yeah, let's go ahead and add another stitch so we can make sure this is nice and tight," Sarah Harkin's family doctor said to her husband moments after she had given birth in 2005. And she said, "I was so out of it physically, emotionally, and mentally. The doctor said it to him, not to me. I was just lying there like a lump."
Mhm.
Well, and I think again, with the stigma associated with women who have babies, there is stigma out there of like, you won't be as tight because you've had a kid. And that's unfair too. And there can be pressure associated with
Yeah,
that.
why is there sexualization of women happening during a medical procedure?
That could
It's
be life or
completely
death. Yeah.
inappropriate.
Yeah.
So a lot of this came to light in 2018 when Carmen Maria Machado put out a short story online called The Husband Stitch. So here's an excerpt from that story. They take the baby so that they may fix me where they cut. They give me something that makes me sleepy, delivered through a mask pressed gently to my mouth and nose. My husband jokes around with the doctor as he holds my hand. How much to get that extra stitch, he asks. You offer that, right? Please, I say to him, but it comes out slurred and twisted, and possibly no more than a small moan. Neither man turns its head towards me. The doctor chuckles. You aren't the first. I slide down a long tunnel and then surface again, but covered in something heavy and dark like oil. I feel like I'm going to vomit. The rumor is something like and then I'm awake, wide awake, and my husband is gone, and the doctor is gone, and the baby, where is? The nurse sticks her head in the door. Your husband wants to get a coffee, she said, and the baby is asleep in the bassinet. The doctor walks in behind her, wiping his hands on a cloth. You're all sewn up. Don't you worry, he said. Nice and tight. Everyone's happy. The nurse will speak with you about recovery. You're going to rest a while. So these terms, nice and tight, bother me because it's a huge judgment that a vagina has to meet some kind of standard that's put on by other people, not the vagina owner themselves.
Yeah.
Well, and I've heard so many guys, that sounds bad. I've heard some people at some points in life say very like uneducated things about female vaginas, about like, oh, like about it like going back, like being tight, or if they're like loose, if they slept with a lot of guys.
Right, there's a lot of judgment
like
about it.
Yeah,
A loose vagina means loose morals or whatever.
Right, that is something that our government probably said once.
And what
Get
I
your
learned
government off my vagina.
Remember I said on the podcast sometime in the last year or so, is I learned the vagina is not the outside part. I'm like, I've owned one for a while, and I did not know this. The vagina is the canal, the outside is the vulva. So I think there's a lot of misconception just around that word. But this practice of the husband stitch is very real. So from Stephanie Tillman, a certified nurse midwife, says the very idea of this husband stitch represents the persistent misogyny inherent in medical care. She says the fact that there is even a practice called the husband stitch is a perfect example of the intersection of the objectification of women's bodies in healthcare. As much as we try to remove the sexualization of women from appropriate obstetric care, of course, the patriarchy is going to find its way in there. The fucking patriarchy. Why are you in my healthcare?
Well, and that's like, okay, so if after you've healed, because you don't even know what's going to happen during the healing process naturally, then if you decide that you're unhappy with something, you should then have the autonomy to go to the doctor and make that choice. But you have no idea at that point how you're going to heal, what that's going to be like. So that should not be a decision forced on you before you're even done healing.
Like you should sign off on
right
like that.
Consent.
Well, I had my birth plan in writing, but I also had a female OB. So I don't know if that made a difference.
Well, now I'm going to request that.
Okay, so before I go on, I'm going to scroll down to the end. I'm going to show you a picture.
But it's so hard too, because
I'm going to show you a picture. Graphic contact warning. It's just a sketch, though. It's just a sketch.
Ew, that's so worse. Someone drew this. Someone took the time to draw this.
Make it bigger. Okay, this is
what
a natural tear looks like
to make it bigger
during childbirth. It could look like this, or like it's a little bit bigger one. So to stitch it, they shouldn't go beyond what's needed to repair that. And so this husband stitch is going beyond what's needed to repair it. Yeah. Where an episiotomy might be required.
That's actually more helpful when you
Yeah.
sorry. I was like, is that
No, sorry, I just scrolled to show the anus.
I needed
I
context.
didn't have the anus in the view.
That's why our faces are like, what?
We always have to have the anus in the
Okay,
view.
and to be fair, I mean, this is a good example of how women, adult women,
Don't fucking know their bodies because
don't know because it's so stigmatized to know our
That
bodies.
can look right, but after birth, I know things look different. So
No, I'm horrified. I'm
no,
like,
these are
great.
the tears. This is the smaller tears, this is the bigger
I
tear.
gotcha now.
So sometimes,
Oh, they're both a tear photo.
yes, this is
Drawing.
just two different ones.
How much detail did this person put into the anus? So much detail.
Well,
Look at that shading.
no, I like that.
I appreciate the
I
detail. I knew
appreciate
it. I knew it.
And I appreciate the difference in
Right,
the
buttholes, too.
labia.
Like the buttholes are definitely different buttholes.
Like this is a butterfly labia. This is a
These are from
not a-
photos. I guarantee it.
so a medical emergency where you might require a episiotomy is if they see that it's tearing through to the anus. Like that
Mhm.
can be bad. So that might be where they want to control that and snip it.
I do not want tearing to my anus.
It happens
Nobody
sometimes.
wants
I don't want
Nobody
it.
wants that.
Nobody
You can
wants it.
control it.
I'm not saying you can. I'm just saying I don't want it.
Well, nobody does. Okay, back to where I was.
I don't. I just see.
I just wanted you to
see it
be able
now.
to have a visual.
I have a visual.
All right.
Two, not just one.
Well,
Two different ones.
yeah, there's
With very
option A,
different.
option B.
Unsee that now.
It's just in there, isn't it?
It's just there.
Okay,
Every time
here's
I
what I
close my
did
eyes.
for you two, though. Here's what I did. I had the option of showing you
You're a
real
child.
photos, and I chose to show you a sketch. I thought that would somehow lessen the trauma. Did it? Did it lessen
Probably.
the trauma?
No, I think it made it kind of worse.
For my own research, I looked at a lot of real photos,
I feel like
Oh.
real live action.
with tears. I don't know why.
Tear, stitching, this, that.
Live action.
You know, once you Google, you don't know what you're gonna get into.
What are you under the dark web? How do you access it?
At least I feel
Something.
comforted knowing that she'll get tagged first. I'll be second. I mean,
I'm just thinking
I
of
didn't
like
get the butthole, so
born vaginas during childbirth.
that's
Try
fine.
Googling that.
That's fine.
All right. So husband
I looked up
stitches.
youngest serial killers today in my Google search bar,
There you go.
Oh.
and I found a lot actually, just so you know.
Mary Bell is
Well,
I'm
there was
fascinated
the
by
nice
Mary Bell.
thing about the like
She was
5 or 6 year old who killed someone.
she was an elementary student.
Yeah.
Husband stitches may have been more common when episiotomies were routine during
What's an episiotomy?
vaginal birth. So an episiotomy is when they purposely surgically cut
That's what I was told.
between
7 centimeters is what my
they cut
teacher
in the
told me.
perineum, and it's usually to widen the vagina to make
I-
the birth come out.
How big is 7 centimeters? I want to see how much these people told
So
me.
from the 1920s forward, it was a popular medical belief that it was better to cut than tear. When I was pregnant, the thinking was shifting during that time, and they were saying no, it's better to tear than cut. But episiotomies were still so widespread. That was why they recommended to me during my classes, like, to put it in your birth plan that you do not want an episiotomy, which so I did that.
Mhm.
7 centimeters is the size of a fucking peach.
Yeah, I mean, think about the distance between your
It's,
canal and your anus.
I mean, it's not,
And what you
it's
want
not a
snip.
peach. Maybe.
So the perineum is that space in between. Sometimes called the taint. I think taints refer to male
Gross.
anatomy.
I don't like it anyways. What a bad word. We need to think of something better, like the Jubilee, perhaps.
I like that.
Yeah.
Jubilee. No.
So in
I feel
1983,
joyous about it.
over 60% of women had episiotomies. But starting in the 1980s, research started coming out demonstrating that routine episiotomies caused the very issue they were thought to prevent. So they thought if they cut it, it would prevent that tearing like through to the anus, where it's very detrimental.
No, but when we know how we fold a piece of paper and you put the extra crease mark in there, it tears easier.
Mhm.
Well, they say if you get, cut versus a natural tear, it's going to heal slower. There's going to be more pain.
'Cause you're-
So the episiotomies left women with long-standing negative outcomes, including painful intercourse, inability to use tampons, and so on. If you are into tampons. So in 2005, this
Anyone
was
into tampons?
some people like tampons.
I mean, use tampons. I don't think they're likable.
No, some people love tampons.
Love?
Yeah.
Ooh, these are extreme words.
So in 2005, there was a systematic review in the Journal of the American Medical Association. I found no benefit to routine episiotomy use. And it said that, it could not identify any benefits of routine episiotomy for baby or mother. And it recommended that obstetricians and gynecologists prevent and manage delivery lacerations through strategies like warm and compresses and massage rather than making cuts on the perineum.
Is it just easier for the doctor? And that's where it kind of came from?
Well, so
let's just
that was
hurry it up.
2005. That was 3 years after my second child. So with my second child, it was totally different. So my first one, I got a stitch. My second one, there was a midwife in the room. They did like the olive oil massaging to create space. And I didn't tear it all. I mean, maybe it was because I already have a kid, who knows? But I think that these strategies have made a difference.
And
having midwives and doulas make a difference.
I was in elementary school when they showed me this video, and it showed a video, I remember them
What
saying,
year was it?
when I was in elementary school.
I know, but what year?
By that.
I know. I don't know.
What year?
I don't know.
Probably like fourth or fifth
That's
grade
math.
in one of those
Because it's before I moved here, for sure.
Like
Definitely
health.
junior high.
when they try to teach you about
Right. It was
your
probably in
body
health. It was
and-
probably around the time when they brought in the like lungs that were all molded too.
With smoking?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Molded smoke lungs.
Mhm.
But they said many women get up to 7 centimeters snip to make room for the baby's circumferences of his
Know
neck.
that as of 2005, it is not recommended at
Don't do
all
it.
by
Don't teach it to kids.
AMA. So the rate of episiotomies has gone down, but it still may be clinically indicated, such as when a vacuum or forceps are needed. I was a forceps baby. My head is
Large.
no, you can feel my forceps scars.
What?
Oh,
Yeah, I feel right here.
Can I actually touch it? Is it on this side too, or just that side?
Both sides.
Where? Tell me when.
Yeah, I feel it
Tell-
right here.
Will you put my hand on it on this side?
Right, just go like
I
that.
do. I feel it.
Ooh, but I don't like that at all.
As a forceps baby, my mom, I mean,
Head?
my mom was 16, so I was a teen pregnancy birth. So in these cases, it may still be indicated,
I'm so
but
glad you
really
got
it
help.
needs to, the recommendation is that the decision to do an episiotomy is to come down to the need rather than the comfort of the provider. So it
Right.
can't be like, oh, this is my go-to. I just snip.
Here on out. I mean, and forever for me, but female. Just
Yes,
because
yes.
I want someone to have that like, I don't want them to be like for the sexuals. No, just heal
That's
me.
not their decision.
Mm-mm.
No.
It needs to be a consensual thing. Like we keep saying that over and over, consent. So there can be really lasting pain from that extra stitch.
Yeah.
So regardless of whether a tear happens on its own or as a result of an episiotomy, it's not even possible to make a vagina tighter with stitching. So this is according to a doctor. She says, quote, a husband stitch would not affect overall vaginal tone, as this has much more to do with pelvic floor strength and integrity than
Kegels, ladies,
with
Kegels.
I just did.
introited
Say it, I'll
size.
say
Let's all do a Kegel right now. Ready?
Empowerment.
So it's not the opening.
Yeah.
It's what's happening through the
During.
canal, the vaginal
You know,
canal.
the opening happens once, it opens. The rest of the time.
I feel like we need to open our snoop and use our wine thing.
I mean,
If
yeah,
I can make that
possible,
happen.
I'm gonna say
Use her.
I'm willing to donate mine.
Aw, that's nice.
It is possible, however, to create a tightness on the perineum and outer vulva with stitching, although it's debatable if sexual partners can feel it or not.
here's the one way I would accept this. I would accept it if the doctor, so if I said yes, first of all, my consent, and then I said, now pull down his drawers, I need to measure his wang and figure out what the optimal length, because if he has a
No,
big,
that's not going to length, it's opening.
no, but I'm saying his width,
Circumference.
his circumference, his width, whatever it needs to be done.
Diameter.
Have that male doctor measure that on him to figure out the optimal whatever. Do it that way, then you pull down your pants in front of this man. I've been down in my
Ew.
pants in front of this man this whole time. It may as well be optimal for me too. Because what if the guy's like has a really big, I'm theoretical, really big penis, and you get that extra stitch and that's painful every single time. No.
Well, a lot of
Measure
people
it.
have
The
had.
guy, you mean the guy you came in with?
Yeah,
I thought you
not
meant
the doctor.
I know this whole time I'm like, why are we wanting to look at the
No.
doctor's way?
No, I want the doctor to measure the
So you can have
husband's
the
wing.
optimal.
Right.
that
Like if
makes
I give
sense.
Well, he'd
consent,
have to
I should be involved in
Give
that
an
place.
erection.
That would be
right.
the whole procedure.
I mean, this is a whole thing. This is
Does
like
this turn you on? Look at the wreckage.
this is like the last 15 minutes of our last podcast. Where I'm like, we could have just deleted that. We could have just edited it out.
We can do what we want.
Perhaps the husband stitch is a holdover from a time before doctors understood vaginal tone and believed that they were returning women to prime sexual function. Judgment call. Today, the goal of a vaginal repair is not to tighten the vulva or vagina, but to bring the skin back together enough to facilitate the body's own healing processes. Yes, that is what it's about. It's not somebody's agenda to give you a fucking tight ass pussy.
They gave you,
Excuse my
sorry, that is,
French.
what's her name? What's the rapper's name? And she said
The
the
rapper?
song, the rappe.
I'm not.
The
No,
rapper.
the tight ass pussy. I just listened to the song recently. Cardi B.
Cardi B.
Oh, I love Cardi.
Yeah.
I don't.
I just,
barely
you know
that
what I
song.
really like about that song with her is it's like women can enjoy sex too, and we're gonna like let you know that like this is also about us, and you better enjoy this.
I've been watching Insecure, and so all that came in my mind was
I've been
the
watching-
rap song from that song, which is Broken Pussy. Broken Pussy.
Okay, yeah.
So you said that, I'm like,
On this
okay.
wet ass pussy. And I've been watching Pen 15, the new episode, just so, or new season that I had been behind on.
oh, I already
I'm not
I,
looking-
I
I know
cursed
you
at that
are.
whole thing.
I know it's great. If you haven't seen it, it's great.
It's really good.
It's
Pen
lit-
15 looks like penis.
I know that.
I'm pretty
I know that
sure
part.
it's Naomi and I if we would have been friends back in the day. I'm pretty sure it would have
Okay.
been that whole dynamic.
That's fun.
I mean, I don't want to like be
Except I wasn't close to my mother like that at that age.
yeah, I mean,
I definitely
it's a little
wouldn't have-
stereotypical that you would assume that you were,
the
Asian one, but-
obviously,
but you definitely were though. No, like personality wise, you totally were.
obviously the
And I
the
deother
Asian one
the other
masturbating
one.
in my room.
right, and I was the other one being like, okay, bye. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. It's good. Go watch
I
it.
want to watch it.
Hulu.
Moving past the daddy stitch,
I
although
don't
it
know how I get a
has
mommy stitch.
and likely still does happen occasionally, it's hopefully getting rarer, but it really still does happen. So
We're on to you.
you need
We're
to have
fucking on to
consent.
you.
If you want to tighten shit up in that moment, good on you, but make it consensual.
Measure.
Put a written birth plan in place.
Mhm. Make the male doctor measure your husband's wang. You'll get real answers real fast.
So according to the World Health
Unless you get a
Organization,
divorce and then it's all- that's a problem.
I know, I mean,
Like before, after, during.
I'm
No,
just saying,
after, like if you measure it,
there's a lot of penis
to-
sizes out there.
To him.
Like,
and it doesn't work.
Right.
I don't think
Can I have a
people
standard D size,
need
please?
to definitely commit to.
I mean, most are gonna be like,
So
Most
just
are
to
gonna be
be
smaller,
clear,
to be
the
fair.
routine use of episiotomy is not recommended for women undergoing a spontaneous vaginal delivery. However, it might occur if there's complications during labor. Normal vaginal delivery can cause tears to the vagina, and these tears sometimes extend all the way to the rectum,
No,
aka the
say.
anus,
no.
and stitching may be necessary. This is the whole point here. The stitching should not extend into the vaginal opening.
Wait, like I
Yeah,
need
say that
I need a
again.
picture.
The husband
Do you have another-
stitch,
do you
well,
have
that would be
another
the
visual?
husband stitch.
Wait, no, wait, okay. Oh, wait.
That's
wait,
where
wait,
you're
wait,
giving
pause.
an extra stitch that is not
It's,
necessary.
wait, is it up or is it
Look at the
in?
picture. It should not be up in there.
Wait, no,
to
but
tighten
wait,
shit
okay,
up.
will you
That's a
point?
good question.
will you
Like,
point to
up
me?
or in?
Right there.
So
It shouldn't
that
be up in
is the stitch.
It should be to heal this.
So he's
and not
pulling,
beyond.
so he's pulling, not putting this in.
No, we
Does that
want
make
to
sense?
heal this
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that's torn,
Mhm.
Okay.
but we don't want to pull together up in there.
Do I have a child-like version of what a vagina is in my mind? Is it like, because I'm like, okay, well, if this is the opening,
Mhm.
is it coming here making the opening smaller? Or is it inside, right in that inside piece making it
The first thing.
Let's repair
first
what's
part.
torn
Mhm.
and not cinch
Making
up
this
anything
smaller.
else that
Mhm.
is beyond that.
I haven't had a baby. I don't know, guys.
I want to go back and pull my records and
It's
see.
fucking
what-
Just
horrible.
you need to do a 10-15 moment, pull open your makeup case with the mirror and sit and examine.
I have
I
done
was in
that.
labor
Yeah.
for 3 days with my first kid. It was not fun. I wanted to punch people.
You had what?
Oh.
What?
I was in labor for 3 fucking days. I wanted to punch people. I
hate-
really wanted to punch people. I
I'm
begged,
so glad I didn't know
I
you then.
begged Skylar's dad to punch me in the
Punch you?
hospital.
Punch you,
Yes.
knock you out.
I'm like, just fucking punch me out. Just punch me. Oh, wake up after. Just fucking punch me. Just do it.
Oh,
You're
you're like one of those movies.
You're so scary.
He slept for
The
like 2
Exorcist?
weeks.
Yeah. that would be-
And then he went and got a fucking onion bagel in the hospital cafe. And then I'm like, oh, changed my mind. I'm gonna fucking punch you. Breathing on me with your
By the way,
My first
make
one
sure to
really-
make sure to put explicit, put the explicit rating on the, because I said wet ass pussy a lot.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to. Be
And
like,
I'm swearing.
I know
bad
that
habit.
we're gonna be banned from
my
YouTube.
second one was awful though.
I mean, this is for
I
us.
had emergency C-section. Every birth story is so different.
Everybody birth stories are different.
Mhm.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
sister had to do C-sections
Every-
both.
Pussy be
Mhm.
different.
Mhm.
Both of my kids were born sunny side up.
What is that? I get it.
Like they come out all.
Give me a second, just a microsecond. I got it. That's adorable. Sunny side up.
It's not
That
adorable.
hurts. That's not.
Yeah, it hurts.
Okay.
It fucking hurts.
So
Not that
Fucking
no.
hurts.
sunny side eggs.
That
Why?
never happened.
No,
But I
it
can
fucking
imagine.
hurts.
Why? Because their little faces
The way
hitting
it comes
your-
out, it's
Because the
supposed to,
back
like,
of the head is pressing on all your nerves. And then they're like,
and you're like,
and my midwife was like, Rich, I'm like,
I won't
I know.
touch it.
no, thank you.
You get it. I'm paying you money.
I'm like, yeah,
Get it
deliver
out
it
of
to me. And wrap that blanket.
Oh, this you're right. We probably could delete the last 20 minutes of
That's
every
what I'm
episode.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
But you know, this is what people pay for you.
Okay,
know?
let's summarize
This
this.
is real.
Let me summarize
She
it.
should.
So you might think, oh shit,
It's not a party to the one starts like.
I am
like-
splattered on my face.
Can I just show you how little came out compared to yours?
That's
I
impressive.
caught it.
I'll get it.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drops. Did you see how weird that was? I can't wait to
No,
see
because I
that
was
later.
trying to summarize my content.
I know, but I think I just like did one of these with the can, and then
We'll do a slow-mo replay.
It wasn't really much at all.
Dab?
We don't really need to make a thing about it.
A dab will do.
Look, that is literally
Okay,
like, this
let me
is too
sum
much-
this up
Can
because
we talk about how women use too much toilet paper at times? This is too much toilet paper.
can we
It clogs
just, let me
toilets.
sum up and we
It's a
can talk
waste.
about all of this after.
Don't wrap it around your hand unless you got long nails, then I understand.
The 220, this is a 220 Facebook post that I found because I was like, okay, attention was brought to this.
It's important.
Maybe it stopped.
It's important. She wanted to know if you're ending soon, because if you are, then we won't refill
Oh.
wine. If not, then we will.
Well, we're gonna refill wine for ourselves after we stop.
And you can do Patreon. I don't know how to say
Patron only
Patreon
contact,
only.
yes. So
Okay, I
can
can
see it.
if you're into that, it's only $1.
$1, and we're pretty cool.
So I found a 2020 Facebook post. So this is recent, and this is from how fucking rude.
Sarah.
This
How
is
new?
this is
New?
from a midwife that posted on Facebook and said, the husband stitch is a practice where the vaginal and perineal tissue is deliberately sewn together after tearing in birth or an episiotomy. Yesterday, I had a client who barely tore during birth. She needed 2 stitches, and the doctor sewed her up too tight. There's literally zero reason for this ever, period. This practice of sewing women up tighter for penis penetration is 100% deeply misogynistic and barbaric.
Future topic: nurses need fucking tips, like money tips, because they're,
Oh,
they're
okay.
great. Like not like,
I was gonna be.
tips are-
I wasn't
or
sure.
not penile either. Like they help us out a lot, and they don't get a lot of credit, and they work hard hours for not as much money as doctors who come in for like 10 minutes. Sorry.
Every single woman I have worked with that has had the husband stitch did not consent to it, doesn't even know she has it.
Fudge muffin.
She knows things do not feel right. She's
Oh,
experiencing pain, tightness, possibly bladder, bowel control issues, etc. The husband stitch is an abusive intervention. It is objectifying,
barbaric.
degrading, and is a pure example of the medical industry's ignorance of female sexuality and health.
Fascism.
Mic drop. Fuck the patriarchy.
I would throw this, but I already did.
And we're in Stella's room, so please don't.
It
So if you haven't
She'll
listened
lick it off the
to
floor.
our last podcast, we talked about
was a long time ago. And
burial rituals.
Oh, yeah, we talked about it earlier today too. Yes, about burial rituals, burial rituals,
What did I
that-
talk about?
odd ones around the world, and then how we can be made into compost.
And what did I talk about?
And then you talked about,
I helped
I
you.
can't even remember my own.
Oh my God. Well, listen to it. It's a great episode.
Why won't you say your own topic?
Because I can't remember.
Oh my God.
You? I was trying to idea.
Okay, hold on.
This is called the buddy system,
Okay.
and you fucked up.
Ah,
In the meantime, if you'd like to support whatever this is financially,
God, it was
it's
so
only
good.
$1 on Patreon.
So you went
And you get
first.
access
You
to
went first.
exclusive-
You went first. Does that help?
Exclusive content.
First.
Yeah. I
First
did
of
go
the new
first.
year. It was a good topic.
Did it have something to
It
do
was
with
a
body
really good
eats?
topic.
No, that
Bodies,
was
no.
that was her topic.
That was from last time.
Anyway,
Yes, I don't
it's
remember that
amazing.
either. I'm sorry.
I'm sure it's amazing. So
Yes.
until next time.
Didn't you listen to the whole podcast again?
Yeah, but I can't remember. It was a long time ago.
Until next time, take detailed notes or even just some notes
Put together a written birth plan and distribute it to everybody
and stay
with
away.
legal threats if they don't follow it.
Stay away from the triangle, except for the
Yes.
birthing kind.
Oh,
Bye.
Wait, Sarah didn't do one.
She just. Oh, did you? No.
you guys took mine. I was gonna say make a birth plan and stay away from the triangle.
As above, so
No,
below.
she still has to come up with one. It's the rule. Are you looking
I'm gonna-
prettier right now?
Yeah, sorry.
This whole time I've been like, what is my hair doing?
I'm gonna look up. I mean, this is for me, not for them. Sorry, but I think I'm gonna look up my birth records and find out what.
Did that happen?
Yeah.
Look up your
what
birth records.
and then make sure I wasn't
And
taking.
if you
advantage of
want an extra stitch, fucking go for it. Judgment here.
Isn't there something like vaginal
We're not
reconstruction?
the vag police.
That's a whole nother topic.
That's another
Yeah,
one.
no, there is where you can go in and do
What?
something.
I mean, I only know about that from Curb Your Enthusiasm. I don't know if that's
don't know
real, but it
exactly
probably
what it
is. All right.
Wait, you can actually wait. No, I'm looking it up. Swarming MFers.
Oh, I talked about swarming
Yeah.
and the recent
That was the
murder
title, right?
of an individual in Canada by 8 teenage girls.
Which I recently looked and they released the identity of the individual who was killed. Super sad.
Listen to it. You'll find facts and stuff.
We like you lots.